I feel like with this attitude that like if you understand 100%, not just like my situation, sure, I guess I could kind of, if you understand 100% that you are essentially, you have the responsibility to be the leader. And I'm not saying be the boss. I'm not saying dominate. It always feels like that ends up being absolutely correct as far as solving any problems within any interpersonal relationship.
So let me just restate your comment there. What you're saying is no matter where I am in a relationship, in a platoon, in a business, in a marriage, if my attitude is I'm in a leadership position, I'm going to lead through this problem,
the silent leader
that's
way.
going to be a positive thing.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you are correct.
Absolutely. Like it's
that's why at Echelon Front, that's why we say leadership is the solution.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter what the problem is.
Yeah.
Wife's not happy, leadership problem. On me, by the way.
Yeah.
On me. Now look, can you occasionally get a miserable scenario?
Yeah.
Where the wife is there's probably and actually what you end up there is if you break that down from a leadership perspective, you're probably not aligned in your marriage.
Yeah.
Because that's the one kind of killer. That's one killer. So when I say leadership is a solution, leadership is the solution to all your problems. There's one problem that leadership is the solution for, but you're not going to solve the problem. And that is alignment. That is, we are not going to the same place.
Yeah.
So if your business partner is going in one direction, like to a different place, and you're going in another direction, and it's a different place, you're going to have you won't be able to make decisions that are unified. If your wife, wants to, have 20 kids, and you don't want to have any, you're not going to be able to work it out. Yeah. There's no working that out, right? You are heading to a different place. You're going to a different world, right? You're going to two totally different places. Vice versa is true too. You want to, what did I say? Your wife want to have 20 kids? If it's the opposite, it's the same thing. You want to have 20 kids, your wife doesn't have any, you're going to have a problem. It's going to be a difficult situation. You're not aligned. If one person wants to have a software company and I want to, you and I start designing a little computer game thing. And then you say, hey, we should start building these in a factory after we make 3 of them by ourselves. And I say, no, let's just contract someone to do that. We should just make the software. And you go, no, we should make the hardware. And I say, no, we should make the software. And if you and I can't agree, we're heading to 2 different places. We're going to have 2 different companies, and you need to go do yours and I need to go do mine. So where leadership plays into that is I need to be able to identify, where are we actually going? What is our goal? And here's the thing. In most companies, you can find alignment. That's why people say we're not aligned. I go, oh, hold on a minute. Oh, you got a company, you got Acme freaking mousetraps, right?
Yeah, mousetraps.
Echo's got Acme mousetraps. And he says, oh, people on my team aren't aligned. Okay, what do they not want to be able to make money? No, of course they want to make money. Does everyone on the team want to make money? Yes, everyone on the team wants to make money. Does everybody on the team want to make a good mousetrap? Yes, everybody on the team wants to make a good mousetrap. Does everyone want to serve the client? Yes. Because if we serve the client, we'll sell them mousetraps. So you can usually you take any company, and most of the 99, this is a big percentage, 99% of the time, there's alignment. And in a rare 1%, we're not aligned. And you actually don't want to make mousetraps, or you don't want to manufacture mousetraps. Let's say I want to build a factory and manufacture mousetraps, and all you want to do is market them, and you don't want any of this factory stuff. You don't want to hire a bunch of people. You just want to get them shipped from overseas. You and I are going to have a problem. We're not aligned. We're not aligned. I want to build a manufacturing company. You want to build a marketing company, and we're adamant about it. Now, look, we might be able to find alignment and say, hey, you know what? If we manufacture them and then you market them well, we kind of are on the same page. But if your true goal is not to manufacture anything, and my true goal is we're going to have a problem. So alignment is one of the most critical things there are. In order to get there, guess what? I got to listen to what you have to say.
Yep.
And if we're not aligned, we're going to have a problem. So we got to pay attention to that. And this brings me to the last thing I wanted to talk about today. And this is something, I've probably focused on it a little bit more a few years ago with a simple statement that you'll recognize when I say this: free your mind. Right? We did all kinds of things where I said free your mind. I would occasionally post free your mind.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
Because our minds have a tendency to be closed. And not just to be closed, but to be closing. So that's the way our human minds are. In general, they tend to be closed and closing. So they're already closed up and they're trying to close even more. Yeah. Why is that? Well, it's safer.
Yeah.
It's easier.
Yeah.
I'm not learning anything. There's no risk. There's nothing to misunderstand. It's just easier across the board. If I just close up my mind, I don't have to accept anything new. I'm safe here. I'm used to it.
Safe. Yeah.
We also have our ego involved. And our ego is keeping that mind shut because I don't want to have to admit that I'm wrong. I don't want to have to tell anybody else that they're right.
Yep.
I don't want to look like I don't know all the answers, so I stay in my own little world. It's like, oh, I'm a boxer, so I'm not going to do jujitsu. Mm-hmm. Remember those days? Yes. Like, no, boxing, oh, you try and take me out, I'm just going to knock you out.
Yep.
Remember those days?
Yep.
Like, it's crazy talk now, but that was a real thing. Well, I don't have to learn jujitsu, I'll just knock you out.
Yep.
Oh, okay. How'd that work out, bro? But that's a closed mind, and that's ego thinking, oh, I don't need to learn anything new. I have all the answers. Oh, I got that uppercut, son. And no, look, I love boxing. Boxing is an awesome form of self-defense that everybody should learn how to box. You should absolutely learn how to box. There's two, your fists are great weapons. You should also learn Muay Thai because your elbows and your knees are good weapons as well. You should also learn wrestling because you got to be able to. So you see where I'm going with this. But there was a time where strikers, boxers, kickboxers would say, oh, I don't need to learn jiu-jitsu because I'll just knock you out. And that was just arrogance and ego. And part of it is also might have been just ignorance, not just arrogance, but ignorance.
Yeah.
Because you think, oh, someone's going to charge at me, I'll just knock them out.
Yeah.
Man, that's so much harder than you think.
Yeah. I'm sure there was a lot to that. There's a thing called sunk cost fallacy.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
So yeah, and that's what Rorion Gracie, one of the great founders of jiu-jitsu, that's what he would say, where it's like it's a painful realization when you realize that you spent 20, sometimes 30 years at this in effortful, just hard work, doing
training
this
hard.
art. Yeah. And then without it being proved to you, like you're not going to admit that it was a mistake. You just can't do it. You have too much invested in it,
Yeah, that was a very, you want to talk about a very hard thing to have happen to you.
Yeah.
Is you've been training whatever martial art, whatever, and they use this, do they still use the term traditional martial art?
Yes.
So you've been training a traditional martial art, take your pick, for 24 years. And like you said, hard training. Yep. You've memorized the kata.
Oh, yeah.
You've done the drills. Mm-hmm. You've done the sparring even.
Yeah.
And then, so you're 20 years deep, 25 years deep. You've competed even.
Yep.
Competed. And you've knocked people out and stuff. And you've won. You've been a champion. All these things. And then all of a sudden someone comes in and says, none of that's going to work.
Yeah,
and by the way, it's going to work. What I do is going to work 10 times out of 10. Like that's what my percentages are. So you're a boxer and I'm a jiu-jitsu guy. I'm going to take you down and choke you 10 times in a row. It seems unbelievable, right? They go 100 times, maybe someone gets a puncher's chance and someone gets knocked out, right? But I can law of averages say you're a 100% boxer and I'm a jiu-jitsu guy. 10 times out of 10. So if you and I go, okay, cool, let's go again. You try and knock me out, you're getting taken down, you're getting choked. Let's go again. You try and knock me out, you're going to get taken down and choked out. That's what's happening. So that was a really hard fact to face. Yeah. And it happened. It happened across the country as jiu-jitsu blue belts. Yeah. Blue belts were dojo storming. Like walking into traditional martial arts studio, going, I'll take anybody in here.
Yeah.
And then double leg, cross side. People even know what the guard was. So it wasn't like they were getting in the guard. Right. They were just mounting and choking.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was kind of the